Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today I'm going to talk to you about 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 6, Episode 6, One Fine Bidet. So hopefully everyone got a chance to watch the episode, whether you watched it live or you watched it streaming. It comes out on Mondays, streamed on Tuesdays, and it has, about 6 couples. All of them, except for 2, are new couples, and there's 2 returning. And on Monday's episode, we have Shekinah and Sarper, James and Matalia or Tata, Josh and Lilly, and Statler and Dempsey. So, all right, let's just go ahead and get started. So, Statler and Dempsey. No, we'll start with Shekinah and Sarper. So let me put their picture up if you don't know who they are. Shekinah and Sarper, both in their 40s. She's in Turkey with Sarper. She's from California. And so Shekinah and Sarper are on this, I don't know, it's not a date, but Sarper's trying to pick Shekinah's mind, pick her brain, because he is unsure of what Shekinah's actually feeling, what she's going through, because early in the day, Shekinah decided that she was going to meet with one of Sarper's ex-girlfriends to get the tea. Listen, Shekinah says she always gets messages on Instagram and on different social media platforms from Sarper's exes to want to reach out to her, to talk to her probably about Sarper and really the playboy that he is. Sarper's admitted that he's been with more than 2,500 women, closer to 3,000. And so for some reason, they want to let Shekinah know, like, girl, you don't want to get involved. Or they want to tell her, some things to maybe make her leave Sarper so that maybe they could get another chance back at him. Either way, whatever Sarper has going on for these women must be real golden, because I don't get the attraction. Well, Shekinah learned from the ex that Sarper told her, the ex, that he loved her. Now, Sarper told Shekinah that I only told you that I love you. So Shekinah's holding that like with everything, every fiber of her being like, oh, he loves me. He never told anybody else this. So when she heard that news, her whole world seemed like it came crumbling down. So later in the evening, Shekinah and Sarper met at a furniture store. So now Sarper is trying to, do a little something to make Shekinah feel better and also get the tea from what the ex said. So he's like, yeah, come meet me so you can pick out a vanity, something nice. Now, Shekinah said that she has been begging Sarper for a new vanity for months. But now that, she met with one of those exes, now he wants to play Mr. Nice Guy and let her pick out something. So they're in the furniture store, they're looking around, and Sarper is giving, little hints like, oh, so how was your day? How are things with you? I mean, since he knew where she was going, he's trying to give Shekinah the opportunity to tell him what was going on. But Shekinah, she didn't have to fall for the bait, because she was going to say something anyways, because again, that love word for her, that really messed her up. So she's like, yeah, I met with her and we talked, and guess what, Sarper? She said that you told her you loved her. And Sarper's like, he gave a real fake laugh. He barely sounded like he was laughing. It was more like, are you kidding me? Yeah, she was serious. I mean, why would she kind of come back and tell you something like that? Sarper said, no, that's not true. You're the only one that I love. I've told you this before. I am trying to, be a better man for you. I don't see no one but Shekinah. And Shekinah is listening, but she's not believing, because Shekinah told Sarper, well, you told me within 3 days of us meeting that you love me. So that's your MO. And Shekinah said, so how could you tell me you love me after 3 days when you didn't even know me? So Sarper tried to give an excuse as to why he did that. But Shekinah's not really believing it. And to be honest, I'm not believing it either, but I'm not Shekinah, so I don't need to know anything that Sarper's telling me to be true, right? So while they're talking in the furniture store, I thought it was real funny that someone that works there or owns the business was like, excuse me, we're about to close. Can you, kindly like leave? And she kind of said to Sarper, oh, well, they don't want us fighting in the furniture store. I'm like, they don't want you fighting in the store, and it's bad business, and you already have these cameras here. So yeah, it's time to go, whether it was time to close or not. Now, later when Shekinah and Sarper get back to his apartment, they're still talking about the ex and everything. And Sarper is telling Shekinah that, listen, I know my resume. I know it's not good. I know, I have hiccups and stuff along the way. I'm like, Sarper, it's more than hiccups. It's more than not good. Your resume, you might as well put that in the trash. It is now a dumpster fire. Is not even valid, at least to me, but say whatever you need to Shekinah so that she can feel better. Shekinah was listening to Sarper again, telling her that she's the only one for him. And though she's listening, I don't know. I don't know if she's believing it. I know she wants to, because she's given up her life to move to Turkey and everything she had going on. But listen, in the media, it came out that, and I'm pretty sure, hopefully, I'm not sure, but maybe we'll see it as the season progresses, that Sarper designed Shekinah's new nose. So apparently what they're talking about now is just water under the bridge. All right, let's move on to James and Matalia, or Tata. So James has made it to Indonesia from Maine, and he's happy to be there. Matalia is too. Now, there's a lot of things wrong with this situation, in my opinion. One, they haven't told Matalia's parents that they aren't just coming for a visit. They're actually moving there. Two, James doesn't want children. And Matalia's parents are expecting Matalia to give them grandchildren. And Matalia also wants kids, but she's going with what James wants, to have no children. And three, they don't have a place to stay and no real money to back up them moving to Indonesia. So anyways, as mentioned, James has made it to Indonesia and he's happy. She's happy too. He said that they're going to stay at a hotel so they could get back reacquainted as husband and wife for a few days before they actually move in with the parents. But before they go to the hotel, they're going to go say hello James is going to go to say hello to Matalia's parents before they do all that. Now, before they get there, transportation is different in Indonesia. And James has 2 suitcases, and they have I think they're called rickshaws, where the seat is in front of like a motorcycle or a moped. And I did see one where there's a horse that comes by, and they're very narrow. And so Jim is like, are we going to make it? She's like, yeah, get in. So they make it there. I mean, it's tight, but they get to where they're going. Now, if you're of a particular size, you might be on one rickshaw and whoever else is on another one, because as mentioned, it's very, very narrow. So when they get to Matalia's parents' house, I mean, just like James said, and I agreed too. She's like, we're here. He's like, oh, it's the White House. It's Matalia's father has made almost like, not as grand, but with the pillars and the way that it looks, a replica, a smaller condensed replica version of the White House in Indonesia. I'm like, okay, so this banana chips must be popping, because it was the nicest house on the block. And if you think of Indonesia and certain areas where it is considered a third world country, and different areas may not have as much amenities or, running water, or just different things that you'd be used to in America and other places. Yeah, they are, sitting at a mansion, right? So when they walk in, Matalia's parents are happy to see James, but at the same time, they're upset because it's been 5 years since James has asked for Matalia's hand in marriage. And James doesn't know Indonesia. He said that he would learn it. And, Matalia's parents are like, so you still don't know anything? How are you supposed to, the language, how are you supposed to get along? How are you supposed to, go to stores and different things if you don't know the language after 5 years? You promised. And James said, yes, I know. I'm still ready to learn. I mean, James could say a phrase or two, but not enough to, get around to move around without assistance. So as Matalia's parents are showing James through the house, they're showing James where he's going to stay. Now, the house still is under construction. It needs to be renovated a little bit more. But Matalia's dad was like, oh, you're going to stay in here while Matalia translates. So James in confession was like, oh, I can't stay in here. The room looks like a prison. There's nothing in there. I'm like, they weren't expecting you to come anyway. So what do you want? Furniture and just everything up to your liking? And on top of that, this is not your house. So you get what you get. But is it me or are James and Matalia not going to be in the same room even though they're married? Because her dad specifically says James is going to stay in here. So the father and the mother, everybody went down to see where the banana business operations were. And that was also in the house. So I'm thinking, again, that the business must be doing pretty good. So you have this house that is the nicest on the block. There's other what they would consider shacks or shanties on the block, but you have this like miniature version of the White House in this area. And then you have your business operations at like the basement area. So yeah, I think they're doing pretty good in their business to have all these things. And on top of that, Matalia's dad said he built the house for himself, and there's a room for all 6 of his children to come back home whenever they need to. So after that, we see James and Matalia. It's the next day. They're at the hotel. They do their adult business. They have a good time. And there's a bidet in the bathroom. And James isn't used to a bidet. And so he's like, look at all this water on the floor. He's teasing Matalia. She's like, it's supposed to be on the floor, it's the bathroom. And of course, different conditions for different places. And so James is like, well, where's the toilet paper? And Matalia explains that toilet paper is expensive in Indonesia, so they don't really have any. That's why they use a bidet. So James said he had a bad experience with a bidet in the past where apparently wherever he put it, he must have actually put it and it got stuck back there. And he said, no, he didn't want to go through that experience again. So Matalia was like, no, you don't do all that. You have to, she's showing him how to use it. And she said, next time you have to use the bathroom for real, let me know. And then later also in the day after the hotel, James and Matalia go out to a clothing store to look for different things that James needs. And they get to talking about what's going to happen going forward. When we're going to tell your parents that I'm not visiting, I'm moving here with you. And so Matalia says, well, we should tell them as soon as possible and, tell them today. And James is like, that seems so soon. But I'm like, when is soon? Why? I mean, you've already sprung it on him, on, your family that you were leaving last minute. So you might as well tell Matalia's parents now. I mean, what else are you going to do, right? So, but also something interesting in confessional is that James said that they originally had $10,000 saved up to move to Indonesia, that they would be comfortable for at least 2 years. But before they came, their car broke down. It was like $8,000 fix. So now they have, just a little bit money left and they couldn't sell the car and just all these different things that's not in their favor. And I'm like, well, if you needed money to save up, maybe you could have took just a vacation to Indonesia. Maybe let Tata stay for like a month or two with her family just to, say hello and, going back and forth. Isn't suitable right now, just let her stay for a little bit. And then you come home and you make money at your family business doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Instead of coming there with little to no money and then expecting a place to stay, a decent wage, when that's not how it is in Indonesia. Like, where is his mind? Yeah, no. They both need a little bit more growing up to do. They don't have life figured out at this moment. All right, let's move to Josh and Lilly. So Josh and Lilly are in China, and Lilly takes Josh out for the day. She takes him to her gym where she plays badminton with some friends. And, in their conversation, it seems like, I know there's a language barrier barrier. Even though Lilly speaks English, she doesn't speak English well, so she prefers to speak in her native language more so. And I do believe there is something besides the language barrier going on in this relationship. The energy, I've said it since day one, just seems off. It's more than just the financial thing. I just don't see a real connection here, but it could be me. So when Lilly takes James to play badminton, Lilly introduces James to her friends. Well, apparently, whether Lilly is on a FaceTime or Lilly tells James about her activities of playing badminton to Josh during the day, Josh somehow thinks that Lilly is playing badminton with only men, like she's the only women there, like on a team or just whatever's going on. And so Lilly says, no, see, it's my friends. It's just all the people that's in here. So her friends, whether they were a couple or not, they were male, female, there were some other people playing on another court. And so James was like, oh, I see. Okay, it's maybe not what I expected. So they play a game and James is playing for the first time. And when the game is over, they go back and sit down and they're actually talking about what James thought and felt while Lilly was playing badminton. And the conversation came up with, well, I thought you were playing with just men, but after I see what's going on now, you're not playing with men. And so, I'm okay with this. He said, I'm the jealous type. So sometimes I feel like you love me, but when we, maybe talk about certain things, I don't feel like you're in love with me. And I'm just like, you know what? Both of them are way too old to be talking about, do you love me or if you're in love with me? I want to know really honestly how long they have known each other. Seriously, because they're married. They got just from South Carolina. They got married at a quickie wedding in Las Vegas. Lilly had to fly back to China and she's been there for a while. So now James is there, but James is also in his third marriage. And I'm not saying anything about being on your third marriage, but James is very insecure, very. And Lilly to me I don't think she's insecure. I honestly think is a come up for Lilly. I think that she wants to learn English, what she said she does, and that maybe to expand her entrepreneurship in America with her beauty business. And James, hey, is to me next in line. Well, Lilly said, well, when you say things like this, that I don't love you, it really hurts me, honey. And I just want you to see that, I'm here for you. I love you, babe. And it's just, again, like I'm not feeling or the energy or seeing any real sparks of love or gleam or glitter in the eye or nothing like that with them. There's something that's missing with this puzzle. All the puzzle pieces aren't fitting together with Lilly and Josh. You let me know what you think in the comments. All right, finally, Statler and Dempsey. So Statler is finally on her way to see Dempsey, and after 10 hours of flight time, 2 airplane changes, she has made it to England. And listen, Statler has the biggest attitude, seemed like the biggest regret, the biggest whatever's going on with her, but she's dragging her feet. She gets off the airplane and Dempsey is happy to see her. She's like, oh, welcome. She don't give Dempsey a hug. She don't give her a kiss. She gives her like, yeah, hi. I made it. I'm tired. Okay, so, all right. So where's the van? And Dempsey's like, so are you happy to see me or not? And Statler's like, I'm here. What else do you want from me? And I'm like, what? What else do you want from me? Girl, you packed up your whole life for the second time, because this is the second season they've both been on. And you've given money for this van. You already knew what was going on. If you didn't want to, you should have pulled out of the relationship and the van and all that long time ago, because you've been dragging your feet. Well, anyways, conversation really keeps continuing going left. And, Dempsey ends up telling her, you know what? If you're not happy, you shouldn't have came and really F off. And Statler's like, what'd you say to me? And Dempsey repeated it. So I'm with that. I'm like, if you didn't want to be here, you didn't have to be here. You don't have to waste either one of our time. So, but is it me though? Did y'all see Dempsey in her confessional? For a minute, I was like, who is that? Girl, Dempsey has a glow up. So, all right, Dempsey, I guess you get it, girl. All right, everyone. That was the end of the episode. But next week, we have the new couple joining. We have Joanne from New York and Sean from Ireland. Well, Joanne is going to tell her family and her teenage sons that, you know what, she is going to be moving to Ireland with Sean. And not just that, Sean is not just her boyfriend, but she's actually married. So we're going to see how that goes. And Sean said he's into MILFs. So apparently Joanne is older than Sean, and Sean, okay, we'll just have to see how this works out. And then also we have James and Tata. He is helping her father make banana chips. Tata is overwhelmed because she feels like she's a burden to her parents. And then we have Statler and Dempsey starting the van life. Here comes the van rolling around in the parking lot. And Statler's like, those tires don't look like they're big enough to fit on that van. And again, like I said, she's already dragging her feet. Already the energy is down with them too. Well, really her, because Dempsey is ready to get the show on the road because this is what she does. Okay. Statler is the Debbie Downer here. And then finally, we have Corona and Ingi back. Let me put their picture up. And so Corona's first night and morning in Iceland, and she's happy to be there. I think there's a festival going on. Well, when we see them, she's telling Ingi that, you know, you're used to me being a party girl, but I'm in soft relationship mode. And Ingi says something to Corona that she doesn't care for. And she said, oh, you may not want to say that right now or do that. Something she said. Well, apparently she is put off with Ingi already. I'm like, girl, I told you that is old news. I said that he met you as a party girl and he doesn't know you anything other than that. So, all right. We'll have to see how it plays out. So, all right, everyone. Again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, to hit that like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, everyone, live simply, be grateful.